Something happened today in the shop that I've never seen anything like it in my entire life. Volkswagen Taos 1.5 liter. All these new Volkswagen Taos, however you want to say it. We say Taos. There was one guy in the back shop doing a cylinder head gasket assembly. Head gasket really, but you know, cylinder head and everything's got to come off. New fluids and everything are put on. Then once you leave the back shop and walk into the main shop, there's a guy over in the corner doing a head gasket on a Taos. Then right next to him is another guy doing a head gasket on a Taos, and on the other side of that shop, the main shop, there's another fella doing a head gasket on a Taos, all at the same time. All at the same damn time. The lowest mileage out of those four vehicles that were being done at the same time was 4,000 miles, and the head gasket was already leaking. You can see if you look on the back of the head where the head and the block mate, you'll start seeing pink fuzzy stuff growing right there. That's because it's leaking. And here's the kicker to all this. After the last guy that I'd mentioned that was in the main shop on the other side got done with his head gasket, fired everything up, he took pictures of the before and after. The new head gasket that he put on after everything was torqued down and this guy's done so many of these, it's ridiculous. It was leaking again in the same spot. Back of the cylinder head on the passenger side, more towards the corner, he got video footage of it bubbling out of the head gasket area where the head and the block meet, and just barely bubbling and trickling out. From the same spot where it was originally leaking, it did it all over again. I don't know if it's defective blocks and they're just throwing head gaskets at it, hoping that the blocks themselves, the head gasket will seal, and maybe these newer updated head gaskets are a little thicker. Maybe some of them are more defective than others. I don't really know. But I do know sometimes these turn into... We've been doing a lot of head gaskets lately on Volkswagens. We've been doing a lot of cylinder heads on Volkswagens. Not only on the 1.5 liters, but also on the VR6, like the 18, 19 model Atlases with the VR6 engine. The Volkswagen tried and true engine. Head gasket after head gasket after head gasket, and tons of Volkswagens with oil consumption problems where the customer just got the oil changed like 1,000 miles ago. Oil light's already on that it's low. They have to fill up, and they end up coming back every 500 to 1,000 miles so they can keep the oil topped off, and then eventually they have to do like a 600 or 700 mile oil consumption test that Volkswagen calls for. And then you don't know what it's going to be. It could be valve seals, it could be a new cylinder head, it could be you're getting a whole new engine. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. I never thought that I would see what I seen at Ford all over again, with the amount of 1.5 liter, 1.6 liter, and 2.0 liter EcoBoosts that we were replacing and rebuilding. I never thought I would see that again. And I would honestly have to say, by the volume of what these guys do head gasket wise, I bet you Volkswagen probably has Ford beat in this particular area where I'm at, with the amount of head gaskets and engine, like upper engine teardowns that I've seen done on vehicles as low as 4,000 miles getting head gaskets. I really don't know anymore, man. I don't think there's a single new vehicle out there past like 20 or 21 that I would honestly trust all that much, unless it came from, I want to say like Toyota or Honda. But even at that, I have people on here that report to me all the time. There's a gentleman here recently that was like, I work for Toyota, and lately I've been seeing some of their transmissions that have 80 to 100,000 miles on them, 120,000 miles on them, that have never been serviced. They're slipping like crazy. And I'm doing transmissions in them, I'm rebuilding transmissions in them, I'm doing fluid services on them, hoping that I can save them. So I know that's not a brand new vehicle, but I'm just saying in general, there's been so many people popping up. And where Toyota used to look like a saint Now we're starting to see more and more that the even Toyota vehicles over like the last, let's just say 10 years, are now all of a sudden starting to have problems. They're starting to pop up more and more where you're actually seeing that Toyota is not a saint. They have issues just like everybody else does. Maybe fewer, but they still have their share of issues. But the Volkswagen head gaskets that I'm seeing these guys do, engine replacements, cylinder heads, man, absolutely insane. Anyway, I just wanted to share that story with you guys. I walked through the shop this morning and there's a head gasket, there's a head gasket, there's a head gasket, there's a head gasket. I'm like, oh my God, man. And they're like, yeah, guess what? We've got like a back order of cylinder heads and head gaskets that still have to be done. And then I started looking at into the 2015 Silverado that I'm supposed to be doing injectors in. And when I was doing a video the other day, I was showing everybody and talking about my day and all the vehicles that I had worked on, kind of like the day in the life of a used car tech at a dealership, Volkswagen and used cars. I didn't notice that the injectors that they gave me were for the old port style injectors. They're not the new direct injected injectors that they started putting in these engines in 2014 in these 5.3s. So I ended up finding a set of injectors that already have the seals and the Teflons and everything else, whatever it is that comes on the injector. AutoZone has a set. It'll take a day or two to get, and it's $675 for 8 of them. The dealer cannot put their hands on them because they're on national back order. That just goes to show you right there how junky these new parts are that are being made for these vehicles. And I would honestly say over the last 10 years it's been really bad, but over the last 4 years it's been absolutely atrocious. A lot of the stuff that used to say made in Germany, made in Italy, now says made in Mexico, baby, because they can do it cheaper. Not better, but cheaper. Alright, this is Ford Boss tuning out. Thanks for listening to my story. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Take care. Be blessed. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share it if you want. If not, it is what it is. Have a nice one.